Hey folks, Jimmy here, aka Paddy the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome, finally, to Warhammer Age of Sigmar Stormbringer magazine. Now, as per usual with all these videos, before we jump into it, I just want to say, 1, thank you for dropping by. 2, if you haven't already, please hit the like button. If you haven't already as well, hit the subscribe button. You know, if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. It really helps me out. And of course, drop us a comment down below. Are you picking up Stormbringer magazine? Are you not picking it up? If you are, what are you looking forward to? What are you not looking forward to? What do you intend to do with your armies? What storm host do you intend to paint? I would love to hear it, and I would love to get your feedback as well. Now, on with this one. So this is issue 1 of Stormbringer magazine. Finally, after 12 months since the first initial trial period went on in the UK, we finally got issue 1 across the country. Finally, it's about time. Now, the issue itself comes with a few items. So first off, I'm not putting them on the camera because we have a large poster, which is has good old some pretty cool artwork from the good old Stormcast Eternals range. It is of good old Indrasta, the Celestial Spear. It is the most iconic bit of artwork from the latest edition of Age of Sigmar as well. We also have a good sized battle mat. It's a really big one, I'm not going to lie. It's a chunky mat. It's kind of like an arid desert with a couple of schools on one side and on the other. A big open playing field with space for terrain and some massive circles on it. I don't know what the circles are all about so far, but yeah, really good stuff. And normally when you get a tiny little map with the first issue, so this is a bit weird. So this is like 3 times the size of it. So pretty cool stuff. Obviously, with it being a tabletop game, you're going to need some dice. So we get our first set of dice. So we get 6 plain white dice. Very straightforward. Not going to go wrong with dice, are we? But they are going to be needed if you're playing the game. Now, before we jump into everything else, first off, let's go through what you can get if you are a subscriber to the magazine. So obviously, you get your normal gumph with these type of magazines anyway. So if you want to, you get a little that kind of thing to hand into your local newsagent, so they will then every week order your copy of Stormbringer magazine and reserve it for you. So you fill out your details on it, you hand it over, and away you go. And then hopefully they do what you ask them to until you tell them to stop, or the magazine runs out. Or you can subscribe directly through Hatchet Artworks, entirely up to you. Now, if you subscribe pretty much straight away, you'll pay for issue 1 and then you pay for issue 2. You will get issue 3 for free. So a $5.99 issue is pretty good. Yeah, it's not bad. You get 5 Vindictors with this one, whereas issue 2 we get 10 Gut Rippers, but we'll look into them a little bit more later. Or if you want to subscribe, of course, there are other options. So first off, we'll go through what you're going to get if you subscribe to them. So you can subscribe directly through the website, you can fill out this, you can call them up, entirely up to you. Now, issue 3 you get for free with your first delivery of these issues if you're a direct subscriber. Delivery number 2, so they'll deliver it 4 issues at a time, so this will take a little while, but you'll get a Citadel modelling kit, which includes clippers, plastic glue, and a mould line remover. I'm not going to lie, the clippers, you get the normal bog standard clippers, not the pretty cool looking clippers. You can pick these up dirt cheap from modelling shops, craft shops, and even eBay. You can get them for like £2 or less sometimes. Yeah. But they're pretty decent, they're not too bad. I've got a couple of sets of them that are not notched because I've had them for a very long time. But yeah, plastic glue, going to come in handy. You can get other plastic glues on the market, so you don't have to rely on Citadel. So if you have a model shop nearby, Revel Professional Contactor glue is pretty good. Or you can get the Tamiya glue where you can actually brush it on, which is also very good, but also very strong smelling. But yeah, entirely up to you how you want to go about doing those. The mold line remover. In all honesty, I don't use one. I'm not going to lie, I use a very sharp knife. Yeah, it's up to you if you need a mould line remover. I prefer a sharp knife because it's quicker than using a mould line remover. Or use hobby files, in all honesty. Your third delivery, you will get a free ring binder. So your first binder and set of dividers. Now you get the first one for free. They will send you other ones, at least I believe it's 3 more, if I remember rightly, that they charge you for. And it's about 10 quid per ring binder, which is, yeah, not the best. But anyway, they're not too bad. They're pretty alright. I personally, I don't bother with these ring binders. I buy binders myself. You can get a lever arch ring binder from WH Smith's or Ryman or somewhere like that, and it'll do exactly the same job. It just doesn't have a nice pretty artwork on it, which is the only downside to it. 4th delivery, you get the only thing that I must admit I want out of all of this, which is the exclusive heat changing mug, which I kind of like, really. Yeah, it might be a little bit tacky, but yeah, it's nice. Why not? 6th delivery, you'll get some Citadel paintbrushes. Now, these are the new kind of white bristled synthetic ones. They're not too bad, they're pretty good. So you get a large base brush, you get a large dry brush, and you get a medium shade brush to utilise. You can pick all of these brushes up separately if you wanted to, or if you don't want to hang around and you need some new paintbrushes, websites like ABC Brushes, you can get them on. You can order brushes from them. You can get brushes from Goblin Gaming. You can get them from Element Games. And if you're going to use Element Games, there's a link down in the description down below. You place an order through them. It gives me a tiny little bit back from an affiliate link. Entirely up to you, but they sell Artist Opus brushes, so definitely worth a shot if you want some very expensive brushes, but really good stuff. Now, the 7th delivery, I keep saying issue 7, but it's not, it's 7th delivery, you get a mini. Now, this has changed. This is not the mini that you will get. You do not get Xandria Azure Bolt from Hammer Sigma. You get a new Auric instead. So, it has changed since they printed these out, so I'm guessing they printed these a long time ago and a few things have changed. Talking of changes though, obviously, with these type of magazines, they do premium sets as well, so if you wanted to, you can become a premium subscriber, you pay a couple of extra pound per month, and you'll get some extra bits. So you get 4 extra issues of a magazine. You get some pretty damn cool stuff though. So if you go premium, the first premium issue, you get Krondis, Son of Dracothian. Fantastic mini. Absolutely brilliant. It's huge. It's worth £95. So, yeah, really good stuff. Second premium issue is Gordrak, Fist of Gork. A pretty damn cool Auric Warclans boss that you can utilise with a big massive mountain monster. Really good stuff. Issue 3 is a Grunstock Gunhauler, Etheric Navigator and 3 Skywardens. Also really cool if you like your Cadron Overlord, so really good stuff. And then premium issue 4 is a Dankold Troggoth and 3 Rock Troggoths. Now, Troggoths are pretty damn good. I'm not going to lie, I do kind of like them. They're quite fun, and yeah, they look different, which is a nice thing about them. Now, with these premium issues, the fact is that we get 4 different armies in total with this magazine. So the only one that doesn't have a premium set is the Sylvaneth that we're going to get from the Forces of Order. So yeah, it kind of weirds me out a little bit that we don't get any Sylvaneth stuff. But yeah, we did get some really cool stuff with the magazine anyway, so not bad. But yeah, really good stuff. Entirely up to you if you're going to go premium or not. Anyway, finally, let's get into this week's issue. So, issue 1 comes with 3 minis. You get the Knight Incantor from the Stormcast Eternals range. You also get a Killer Boss and a Stab Grot, his little companion that follows him around with his little version of a shield, which looks pretty damn cool. And I love the Stab Grot. I also love the Pot Grot that you get with a Swamp Caller Shaman as well, so really good stuff, and I'm looking forward to getting going with them guys. I've already got them, but I'm going to paint these guys differently and record it for you, so why not? Anyway, into the issue. Finally, obviously we're greeted by a welcome to the Age of Sigmar. So if you're new to the Age of Sigmar, this is just for you. So since the beginning of time, war has raged across the mortal realms. This war has touched the lives of every mortal who has ever lived. The prize of this war is nothing less than reality itself. So, the mortal realms, the multitude of different realms, all based in different magics, from the world that was. So the world that was conquered by chaos during the end times and essentially destroyed, and has now become Malice, which is held above Azurheim, and utilised with the Stormcast Eternals. And the Stormcast Eternals have tried to force back the mortal realms and each plane of existence and reality from the forces of chaos. So there has been the Age of Myth, the Age of Heroes, and the Age of Chaos. Now we're in the Age of Sigmar. So Sigmar pushing forward with his Stormcast Eternals, the mighty, now immortal warriors whose souls have been trapped within Sigmarite armour, really. And they force themselves forward and trying to retake the realms and kind of calm everything down, which is pretty damn good. So we get a lot of information about them. So they have an era of beast, storm of magic, and gods and monsters. So now we are into the third edition of the Age of Sigmar, and this is all about beasts and monsters and big things. So this is very forces of destruction orientated. If you got Mortal Realms magazine, it was very much death versus Stormcast Eternals, so order versus death. So you had all the Nighthorns, who were pretty damn cool, and the Soul Wars were involved. The first edition of Age of Sigmar was Chaos, so and all about the Chaos incursions and Khorne forcing their way through, and the Stormcast Eternals fighting back against the forces of Chaos. Talking of Stormcast Eternals, we get information about start collecting the Stormcast Eternals. So obviously we have our nice Stormcast Eternals, immortal warriors infused with power of the storm. So these are lightning clad, essentially. They have some pretty cool unique abilities. They have some pretty cool unique warriors. They're essentially the fantasy version of Space Marines, in all honesty. But they are pretty damn cool, and they have some pretty cool heroes as well. They are the faceless, because they just all wear helms with these masks on. So they look very uniform and kind of a little bit dull, but they are really good. Then we move forward, we get the Orcs. So these are your new cruel boys, a race of vicious orcs who live in the swamps of the mortal realms. They are ravagers and raiders, and they hunt Sigmar's people without mercy. So if you haven't already read about these guys, these are more skinny, live and sneaky versions of orcs. So most other orcs are big brutes that kind of plough through and aren't always the brightest bulbs in the pack, but these cruel boys are sneaky, they're cunning, they like to be sneaky, they like to use tricks, they will use these pretty weird shields with face of Gork on the front of them, and these nice unique blades, and they generally hang around in the swamps a lot more. So they are a lot skinnier, a lot lighter, and a lot deadlier. So really cool stuff as well with them. I like the Cruel Boys, they're pretty cool. So if you read the Dominion novel, you get a bit of background about the Cruel Boys and how they utilise, and much more. Now, in a slightly different trait to good old the magazine, so different from good old Mortal Realms was, we have our page for the Knight Arcanum. This is a really cool unit. This is not one that we get, not a Knight Incantor like I said earlier. These are warrior mages. So these are magic users, they carry these big books. You can choose whether they're helmeted or not, entirely up to you. And you have some character traits as well, so depending on their name. So, entirely up to you. Roll the dice, give them a name, give them their own trait, and how to utilise it. But really cool stuff, so this adds a little bit to your game. So instead of just having named heroes all the time, you can also give them their origin story as well. So, give them their name, give them their story, name stuff, utilise stuff, have a bit of fun, but really good stuff. Now this is a nice little kind of twist as to what they did, because they didn't really do much of this type of stuff with Mortal Realms magazine, but they have done it with Imperium, so really good stuff. Now, you get your Killer Boss and Stabgrot as well. So, you can give them their unique name, you can give them their character traits, and much more. This is a nice little touch. I like this type of stuff because they are cool and they are quite fun. Now, you also get to name the Stabgrot, which is pretty fun. So you'll be naming your Potgrot later on as well, which is what I'm looking forward to. But yeah, you can give them a lot of stuff and have a bit of fun with them. Enjoy it, it's cool. It's a nice little trait that they're adding to the magazine, and I must admit I appreciate this type of stuff. because it adds a little bit more uniqueness to it. It makes the army your army as well. So really good stuff there. Then you got your how to build guide. Fairly straightforward in all honesty. They are pretty standard. You are going to need glue for the majority of them. You can push fit these guys. I personally, I don't care for them being push fit. They're a little bit kind of cruddy. So sometimes it's better to take the tabs off, break them off, well, cut them off, and then glue them together instead of relying on them being push fit, because sometimes the push fit doesn't work very well. And but when you're in at the end of it, you'll have 3 minis that look really good, so not bad. Your painting, obviously each issue is going to go through a paint guide with you as we go. We'll get paints throughout this range as well, so really good stuff there. And we've got a lot to look forward to. We'll get more and more as we go. And then we move on to the actual playing of the game. So we get our basics, so this will give us the entire rule set that we are going to need for playing Age of Sigmar. So, as well as a lot of the basic rules, as well as the advanced rules, and some rules unique to each faction as well. So, it is a game, of course, like no other. So you have magic, you have movement, you have a lot of stuff to go through. So, pretty damn cool. Obviously, this walks you straight through. So this is a straight walkthrough. Have a roll. Make sure you're going through it. You'll enjoy yourself, I'm sure. But obviously this is now teaching you why the circles are there, because it's all about getting you so you're in range of each other to attack and stuff like that. So really good stuff, but really good. So have a few plays through if you're new to the game, especially because it gives you a good basis of how the game is going to work later on. As we go through the issues, obviously it'll get more and more in depth, and we'll learn a lot more as well. So really cool stuff there. Then we'll move on. So now, obviously this gives us a page of overview as well. So this will give us a bit of an overview of what we're getting. So we get some Storm Drakes, we get some Sylvaneth, we get a Stormcast Chariot, we get some Gryph-hounds in there, we get some Cadron Overlords. We have loads of new Stormcast Eternals. We have some pretty damn cool ones. We have Bastion Karflos, we have some pretty cool terrain, we have some awesome Forces of Destruction, so Squigs, we have good old Orcs, plenty of Orcs, so really good stuff. We get the new Hobgrots, we get the Cruel Boys, the lot, so really good stuff here. Talking of what we're going to get, you get your forces. So this actually gives us a bit of a breakdown of what we're going to get over time, so we can give all the unit designations and names so you can keep a track of everything in one go. So, and this gives us a breakdown of what we're getting over time, so not too bad, not too shabby at all. So there's a lot of stuff, and on the other side we get our Forces of Destruction pulled out. Yeah, so we can name everything, we can see what everything we get in, so from Scragrot, the Loon King, Loon Bosses, Shooters, Boingrot Bounders, Squig Herds, Sneaky Snufflers, the lot, Molog's Mob. Yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to look forward to. I'm genuinely looking forward to getting my hands on all of these minis, and I'm hoping you're going to come along for the ride too. But with all of that said, next week's issue, well, the second issue, which is in 2 weeks' time actually, we get our 10 of our first Gut Rippers. Really cool Orc units with these round shields, spears, and they look straight out of Swamp, don't they, really? They're pretty cool. Yeah, I like them. They're pretty good. Yeah, really good stuff. And then issue number 3, we'll get our 5 Vindictors. We'll find out about a Realm of Beasts and some more armour and battles and stuff like that. So really good stuff to look forward to. I'm looking forward to it. Hope you are too. But with that said, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you sometime soon. And obviously next time the video will be a lot shorter because we're not going to go through everything again. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you sometime soon. Bye bye now.